Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are live after 5 a.m. I am in this awesome period 1 class. These guys are ready to rock and roll. Who's ready to rock and roll today? All right, we are ready to build our very first app. Has everyone in here logged in with their Google account? Is everyone into? Thumbs up. Are you in MIT App Inventor? You're looking at something green like this, and you're ready to rock and roll. Who is not in? What's up? Okay, you're about to be. Okay, get there. Log in to MIT App Inventor. All right, so the first thing we want to do is go up here to projects. There's projects, connect, build, help. There's my projects over here. There's a gallery over here, by the way. The gallery has tons of apps in it. If you guys want to download these apps, you can look at the code in the apps. You can learn, see what they do. Are you with me? So I highly encourage you to go to the gallery. I have apps on the gallery. I can post apps on the gallery, and you guys can go and download them. Are you with me? It's a way to share apps with each other. So don't forget about this gallery. It's really pretty cool. Here's some guides. And then this is you logged in over here. Here's your designer and blocks view over here. But first, let's go ahead and go to projects. And we want to start a new project, right? So we're going to click on start a new project. What's the first thing that comes up? Project name. Remember yesterday I told you when you were doing your engineering design, the top of the paper says title. Why is that title very important? Because you got to know what you're building, and you want to know the name of the app that you're building. That's why we analyze, we plan, and we design first, right? Okay, what's the name of our app? Digital, no space, Doodle. By the way, you cannot start with, let me show you this. If I would start with a number, okay, let's say I start with 1. See how it says project name must begin with a letter? Error. Won't let it happen. So what did we learn how to do? We learned how to put the numbers at the end. So we go to digital doodle, 1 underscore. Watch this. What happens if I go to 1.1? Error. Won't work. Are you with me? So we learn right away I can't use decimals. What do I have to use? Underscores. 1 underscore 1 underscore 2. And you hit OK. And there you go. Okay. I actually want to rename this. Okay, start a new project. I'm going to call this digital. You guys don't have to do this. Digital doodle 1 underscore 1 underscore 2. I'm going to say this is period 1, quarter 3, right? Because I have to do this 6 times a day. Are you with me? And this is 2017. Okay, that's hard to read, so I'll put a space in there. You guys don't have to do that because this should be your first app. You guys don't have 60 apps in your profile like I do. Are you with me on that? So you guys should just be able to save it as digital doodle 1 underscore 1 underscore 2. Okay, we're going to hit OK. And you should get a blank app screen to come up on your page. Does everybody see this? All right, so now let's talk about the environment for just a little bit. This is the IDE, the Integrated Development Environment. Okay, let's learn a little bit about your environment. Let's start on this left-hand side. Does everybody see where it says palette? Okay, this is what I call the toolbox. Have you guys ever gone to Lowe's before? Okay, you go down to Lowe's, you have the plumbing aisle, right? If you need something out of plumbing, you go down plumbing. If you need something out of tools, you go down tools. Are you with me? If you need something out of lumber, you go down the lumber aisle and you start looking. Are you with me? Okay, so this is your toolbox. And these are kind of like drawers. You guys ever seen those big, huge red toolboxes in your dad's garage before? And in that toolbox, you just start pulling out drawers and see what's in them? This is the same thing. Okay, this is your user interface drawer up here. See it? What's in there? Buttons, checkboxes, date pictures, images. Okay, let's say you want a button on your screen. You're going to drag that button to your screen. Everybody try to do that real quick. You see how I dragged a button? Let's say I want a date picker. I drag my date picker to my screen. You with me? See what I did? Now, I don't want a date picker on this app, so I'm going to hit delete. It's going to ask you if you really want to delete it. And you're going to say, yeah, I do. How do you delete it? You over here on the right-hand side is a components list. Okay? So see how right now I have a screen and button 1 over here on my components list? Watch this. I'm going to put an image in. And what happens to this list over here? It puts that image in that list. So this is like, I don't know, like a little abbreviated list of everything you have on your app. Because when you got a ton of stuff in here, okay, when you get a ton of stuff in here, what's easier to do is instead of trying to go here and pick it sometimes, what's easier to do is say, oh yeah, I want to work on my image. I can just go right here and click it. Yeah, Matthew. What? Okay. So I don't want an image. I'm going to delete it. I don't want it. And it'll always check to see, hey, do you really want to delete it? Okay. Notifier. I don't need a notifier. All right, we do need a button, so we'll leave the button there. All right, now I want to show you this too. Does everybody see the question marks next to the button, next to everything in your list? Are you with me? These are great for you, especially if you're a beginning programmer. Let's say you don't know what a list view is. Who doesn't know what a list view is? All right, I don't either. Okay, yeah, I do, but I'm just playing around. Let's say you don't know what a list view is. All you have to do is go click on the question mark, and then I'd like to go into more information, and it takes me to a website where I can read about a list view. This is what it is. This is a visible component that allows to place a list of text elements in your screen to display. The list can be set up using elements from string property and using the elements to block in the blocks editors. Warning, this component will not work correctly on screens that are not scrollable. Okay, so what did we just learn? You got to have a scrollable screen to get that to work, right? And then here's all the properties: background colors, elements, heights, selection. You can figure out what you want to do with all that. All right, does that make sense? So get used to teaching yourself. If you don't know what something is, go click on the question mark and educate yourself. Okay, that's why it's there. All right, let's go down into layout. Remember layouts? Yesterday I told you are one of the most important things to learn how to do. I'm going to immediately start showing you how to do this today. We have horizontal arrangements. Do we need one of those in our app today? Yes, remember we talked about them yesterday. Okay. By the way, all you guys should be sitting here staring at your engineering design paper. Okay. I know you're following me today, and that's great, but you guys got to pretend like I'm not here. Are you with me? I'm here just as a bonus. You guys need to pretend like I'm not here. Does that make sense? And you're teaching yourself how to do this. All right. So you have horizontal arrangements, horizontal scroll arrangements, table arrangements, vertical arrangements. Let's go down to the media drawer. Okay. Camcorders, cameras, image pickers, players, sound recorder, speech recognizer, text to speech. We talked about that yesterday, right? Speech recognizer. We talked about that yesterday. A video player. Let's say you wanted to create a video in your app. What would you need? Video player. Y and X translate. I believe this is like a translator between languages. If you wanted to create an app that translates between English and Spanish, you would need that in there. Okay, if you're not sure, go click on the question mark. Let's go down to drawing and animation. Do you see how I just click on the drawer and I go down to see what's in the next one? I got a ball, a canvas, and an image sprite. You with me? Sensors, accelerometers, barcode scanners, clocks, gyroscope sensors, location sensors, near field, orientation sensor, pedometer, proximity sensor. Remember that? Remember we read yesterday where it says, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have an app that when you arrived at school, it would text your parents that you're here? Right? So we would need a proximity sensor and a location sensor. Put one of those in there, and then when your proximity got close to the location, right, sends a text to your parents. Boom, done. All right. Social, we want to share something. If you want to text or send it to Twitter, do a phone call, email picker, contact picker, all that's in there. Storage. Who wanted to save the image yesterday? Someone told me let's save the image. Okay, you need a file storage. Tiny databases. I'll talk about web databases a little bit later. Connectivity, Bluetooth, webs, Lego Mindstorm. That's if you were creating robots and you wanted an app that would work with a robot. Experimental, that's a fire database. This one is new. It allowed us to do the Tribe Tickets app a few quarters ago when we were making the Tribe Tickets app. And that's it. Okay? So who understands how to go through those drawers and look for stuff? All you do is you go click through the drawers, you look to see what you want, you drag it into your screen. Okay? You cool with that? All right. So this is your screen. This is a mock-up screen. And then this is your button. And then over here is your properties list. So if I wanted to change what this button would look like, I want to go over here to the properties list and I can align it. You with me? I can change the color of it and all that good stuff. You with me? Okay, so you got drawers, your screen, your list of what's on your screen, and your properties that sets the individual property over here. Okay, the next thing we have is this is a test question. How many views are there in MIT App Inventor? How many views are there? How many views are there? 2. What are they? Designer and blocks. Your blocks is where you put your code in. These are your event handlers. Remember we talked about event handlers yesterday. These are your event handlers. I'm going to show you how to do that here in a little bit. Okay. So if I wanted to click on this button number 1, hey, there's my button number 1. I just clicked it. Now we start putting stuff in here. What do you want to happen when you click the button? Okay. You see what I'm doing? I can show you how to do that after we build our GUI. You don't ever want to. You can't. You can't put in code until you have your GUI set. Okay, watch this. Do I have a button right now that will take a picture for me? No, it's not there. Do I have a camera that will take the picture for me? No, it's not there. Okay, so I can't go over here and set up code blocks for my camera because I don't have a camera. Who understands what I'm saying? That's why you have to design the GUI first, then you write your code. Okay? Are we good with this? How many views do we have? 2. What are they? Designer and blocks, okay? The designer, you know, on the test it says it's a GUI, and yes, it is a GUI, a graphical user interface. But in MIT, they call it the designer view, and they call it the blocks view. Who understands that now? Who can get that right on a test now? Okay, are you ready to build? All right, let's go ahead and start building this app. Are you ready? So, when I build apps, okay, my design engineering paper becomes a checklist for me. Are you with me? I want to make my GUI look exactly like my checklist. All right, so let's go ahead and start this. So the first thing I told you about are arrangements. These are the most important things you can learn how to do. So I'm going to put an arrangement right up here up top. Now that's a little tiny box, right? Yeah, horizontal. Why do I want it horizontal? Anybody know? Lily. How are our red, green, and blue buttons aligned? Horizontally, right? The buttons are going across the page. That is horizontally, right? What's vertical? Up and down, right? Horizontal is left and right. Are you with me on that? So if I want my buttons to go left and right, I need a horizontal arrangement. That's why I chose that one. So I'm going to immediately, let's go ahead and rename this horizontal arrangement. I'm going to call it HA colors. Because that's, and I can put color buttons in here so you guys understand what I'm doing. Okay, I'll make this very clear today. Color, HA color buttons. Do you guys see how I went over to my properties list? I went and rename. You always want to rename every component you have on your list, so you know why it's there and what it's there for. Are you with me on that? Are you in? You good? Okay. Now, I don't want this box to be really small. Are you with me on that? I want it to go all the way across the app. So what are we going to make its width? Who remembers from yesterday? Yeah. No. This is where I want it to stretch all the way across the page. So I'm going to make it fill parent. And watch what happens. See what happens when I make it fill parent? What happened to it when I made it fill parent? It went all the way across. So go ahead and set the width of your horizontal arrangement. Go over to your properties windows. Everybody see the properties window? Okay, go down to your width. Click on your width button, or your width property box. And when you click on it, a pop-up box should come up. Does everybody see that? Okay. Now, let's say I wanted to set it to 250 pixels. Well, there it is. That's 250 pixels, all right? Do I want to do that? No. Why? It's not across the whole screen, number one. It's not across the whole screen. Number two, we don't know what size phone people are using that are going to download this app. Are you with me? So you want it to just stretch all the way across, regardless if it's a big, wide tablet or if it's a little tiny 7S flip phone or something, you know what I mean? Okay. All right. So now, how many buttons do I want in here? 3. So I'm going to take this button and I'm going to drag it into my box. I'm going to go up to my user interface and I'm going to drag 2 more buttons into this box. Who understands what I just did? Drag 3 buttons into that box. Are they round and are they looking like what I want them to look like? No. So now we got to go set their properties. Are you with me? Okay, so I'm going to work on one button at a time. What I encourage you to do right now is just watch me do the first button and then go back and do it. Are you with me? Okay, so stop what you're doing and just watch me. Nathan, how you doing? What? Okay, did I tell you that you needed a Google account for this? You know, you can do it right now. Just go in there, go into MIT App Inventor and say, just create an account. It'll take you like 3 minutes to create an account. Can you do that? Did I tell you guys you have to have a Google account in this class? Was I serious when I said you guys have to have a Google account in this class? Yeah. I don't tell you to do something just to have you do it. You got to have it. Okay, create a Google account right now. Take you like 3 minutes, and let's get going. All right, can everybody just watch me here? I want this first. Which button is this going to be right here? The one on the left, red. So watch this. I'm going to go button, rename, ETN, capital RED, red. All right. I want its default background color to be red. Yeah, I want it to be font bold. That looks cool. I'm going to change it to like 24 font. That's cool. I want its height. Remember what we said its height was going to be yesterday? 30 by 30. So I'm going to say 30 pixels. Width, 30 pixels. See it starting to change a little bit. And I want it to be a oval. And I want its text to be a capital R, okay? Now let's go back and look at it. How does that button look? Does that look pretty good? Is it big enough? Should it be bigger? I don't know. Let me just, before I start doing all these buttons, let me experiment here a little bit. Let me say this is 48 by 48. Okay. Is that better? Do you want it 30 by 30 or do you want it 48 by 48? 30 by 30? All right. It doesn't matter, okay? There's no right or wrong answer here, just as long as we keep them all the same. All in favor of 48 by 48, raise your hand. All in favor of 30 by 30? Okay, 48 by 48 wins. All right. Now, watch this. Is this button centered? No. So you want to go back to your horizontal arrangement, and do you see where it says align horizontal here? You want to go to align center, and now they start centering themselves. Okay? Who understands how I just did that? Okay? Go ahead and do your red, green, and blue button. Go. Okay, I'm going to go to button number 2, rename it, BTN green. I'm going to go to background color is green. I'm going to go to font size is 28, font bold. What was this one? 24, sorry. I got to go over here, 24, keep it all the same. Height we said is 48 by 48. Image none, shape is an oval, text is a capital G, and I'm looking pretty good there. Okay. Let's go down to the next button, button 3. I'll do it again, rename, BTN blue. Okay. Default background is blue, default bold. 24. Height is 48. Width is 48. Shape is an oval. Text is a capital B. And I'm looking pretty solid right there. How does that look? Good. Does that look like something that we had on the board yesterday? Who agrees that it does? Yeah. Questions? I don't like this gray background here. I think it looks chunky. I think it looks like cold and artificial. Are you with me? So I'm going to go to my HA colors, horizontal arrangement. And I'm going to go background color is none. Now it's a piece of glass. Now at the end here, I'm going to show you how to get a really cool background and put a background into your screen. Are you with me? We're going to have this really cool funky monkey background, and it's going to look awesome. And that will show up behind the buttons. Pretty cool. I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. All right. Who's with me so far? Okay. If you get behind, don't worry about it. You have the videos. You can go home and watch the videos and get caught up. Are you with me? What's the next thing underneath this? Look at your engineering design paper, the canvas, okay? In order for us to take a picture and save it, we have to save it to a, no, we have to save it to a, what's on your paper? Canvas. The canvas has to store it. So, where's the canvas at? Media. Is it in the media drawer? No. Is it in the drawing and animation drawer? Yes. So I'm going to go drag a canvas out here. All right. I'm going to rename my canvas. CNV. What did we say yesterday? My photo. This is my photo. Oh, my font. That's not right. My photo. So I rename it CNV. What's CNV stand for? Canvas. What's BTN stand for? Button. What's LBL stand for? LBL. Yeah. LBL is a label. Go ahead, Micah. Yeah. The R is your text box. Go down to the text. Go down to the text and change that text to be like button 1 and change it to be a big R, capital R. Okay? Did I answer your question? All right. Let's go back to the canvas, right? So here I'm on bud red. This is what I love about my list. I use this all the time. If I want to work on my canvas, I just click on the canvas right here. I don't usually go over here and click on it. I just click right here because I can just quickly go back and forth between these right here. You with me? So I use my list a lot. Okay? You guys see how this list is starting to populate? Okay? And watch this. If my R is out of my list, look at my list now. It's now my R is no longer in my horizontal arrangement. Okay? So I want to take that and put it back in there. Okay? Let's go to the canvas. What should the width and height be of the canvas? Fill parent. Very, very good. Height, fill parent. Width, fill parent. Very good. If you want to put a background color in it, you can. You want to put a background image, you can. Let's say we want it to be red for Fairfield. All right. So that's fine. That's my red canvas. What goes underneath the canvas? So we're really done there, right? What goes underneath the canvas? Okay, what else do I need down there? What should hold the buttons? What do the buttons always go inside so we can manipulate them? Horizontal arrangement, very good. So I want to go back to layout. I want to go get another horizontal arrangement. Do you guys see this little blue line cursor down here? You guys see that? That kind of tells me where I'm placing it. Okay. I'm going to rename this horizontal arrangement. I'm going to call it HA lower buttons. Okay. So now I have HA color buttons and I have HA lower buttons. Are you guys with me on that? Does that give you an idea of which panel you're talking about? Okay. So I want its width to be what? Fill parent all the way across. I want its background color to be none. And now I'm ready to put buttons in there. How many buttons should we put in there? 3. If you look at my other classes, they came up with 4. They wanted to have a share button. It doesn't matter to me, whatever you guys want. If you want to do 3 or 4, that's fine. I would say a minimum of 3, and then 4 can be part of your upgrading. So 1, 2, and 3, and I'll put one more in here. Now, does it matter if these buttons are in order right now? Do I care that this is 1, 4, 2, 3? No, I really don't care because I'm going to rename them anyway. Nate, are you in? Come on, man. You got to work on it. You're getting behind. Yeah. Just watch me do the first button, and you guys can go back and do the other 2 or 3. Are you with me on this? All right, so button 1 down here. This is going to be my reset button, okay, or BTN undo. What do we call it, reset or undo? Reset. So BTN reset, okay. I'm not going to worry about font size. I am going to give it a 48 by 48 to keep it congruent with our other buttons. Are you with me? You don't want a bunch of different button sizes. The shape's going to be oval. I don't know why I like oval buttons, but I do. Is anyone else in here like oval buttons? I don't know why I like oval buttons, but I do. Okay, so now I have a blank round button. What I want to show you how to do now is put an image in here. I want to show you how easy it is to put an image in here. Are you ready? Watch this. I'm going to just open up another tab. I'm going to go to my favorite search engine, Google, and I'm going to type in reset icon. And there they are. I'm going to go to images. Just watch. I'm going to scroll out. And I want a round one, right? And you probably want one that is a JPG. So you might want to put reset icon JPG behind here, okay? And it'll still start getting you one. Now, some of these people don't want you to have. See that, how it has watermarks on it? Somebody is protecting that. They're like, hey, I made this. This is my property. Don't use it. So you don't want to use those, okay? There are other ones out there are freeware, okay? Freeware meaning they don't mind, like this person, these people don't want us to use them. Shutter, what is this called? Shutterstock doesn't want us to use that one. That's Shutterstock's, okay? And then I can also show you how to make these. If you want, you could actually make your own if you wanted to, okay? So does anyone see one in here that they like? Yeah. Arrow going around. All right, we got 9 minutes left. So let me go back and find one. There's a reset. You wanted the round arrow. This one. How about this one? Okay, that looks pretty good. So what I do, oh, there it is right there. You want that one? All right, so what I do is I go to View Image. You always want to go to View Image because you get the best possible quality. Then I'm going to right-click, hit Save Image As, and this is where you want to start creating folders. So you're going to go into My Documents. You're going to go into, yeah, there's watermarks in this one. I can show you how to get rid of them. So I want to go into my folder. You guys don't have what I have. I'm going to create a new folder. You guys want to create new folders in here. I'm going to call this Quarter 3. Okay. I'm going to open up Quarter 3. I'm going to create a new folder. You guys want to create a new folder called Digital Space Doodle. And by the way, when you're in folders, you're allowed spaces. And I'm going to go 1.1.2. So this is different. I'm allowed spaces and I'm allowed decimals in here. And I'm going to create a folder for my digital doodle. Okay? Think about you guys having 100 apps. One day you're going to have about 100 apps in your portfolio. How are you going to keep all those apps straight? And all those images you're using for those apps. Are you with me? Okay. I've got 4 buttons. I'm getting ready to do 4 images for. Plus a background. That's 5 images. So let's say you have 100 apps times 5 images, at least 5 images, right? That's 500 images. How are you going to keep them all straight? You create folders. I need everybody in here to create a folder. Does everybody in here know how to create a folder? Okay, create a folder, save your stuff in your folder. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So I'm going to open up Digital Doodle, and I'm going to hit Save, and that guy goes in there. Now I go back to MIT. I'm going to click on my icon. There's an image box. Everybody see the image box? I'm going to go to Image, Upload File, choose a file, and now I've got to go back to where I want it. There it is. Okay, it automatically knew where I wanted to go. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to open it. It's a JPEG, and I'm going to see how it looks. How does that look? How's that look? I did learn something that if it doesn't upload, you may have parentheses in your file name. If you have like image parentheses 1 parentheses dot JPEG, it will not work. You cannot have parentheses in your name. I don't think you could even have dashes in your name. Okay, so if you do get parentheses, let's go back here real quick. My documents. Okay. So let's say this was named like this. Let me show you this real quick. If this was named like parentheses 1 comma, you with me on that? You guys see that parentheses in there? Parentheses 1. And when you're downloading stuff, it'll do that a lot for you. Okay. If this has a parentheses in it, this will not work. Okay, watch this. I can go back to MIT. Okay, I can go back to MIT, upload, choose a file. There it is, and hit open. And it won't work. It won't load it. Yeah, because it has parentheses in it. It won't load it. Okay. So you have to go to choose a file, and then I would have to go back and rename this. So I'd have to go back and rename this, get rid of my parentheses. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to cancel this first. Go back to my folder. There it is. There it is. There you go. And then now I have it in there. Are you with me on that? And now we can go through our buttons. What's next? Camera button. Okay, so I'm going to go BTN. Nope, sorry. So I'm going to go here to button number 4. Doesn't matter that it's named button number 4 because I'm going to rename it. BTN, take pic. That's my button that takes a pic. 48. You know, if somebody says, hey, why don't we make this one 60 by 60 so it's a little bit bigger? That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yes. Sure. So go to image, reload, choose a file. And then I have to do the same thing. I'm sorry. So now I got to go out here to this. And what I want to do up here is go to, instead of reset icon, I'm going to go to camera icon in Google. And there they are. And I'm going to look for a cool camera icon. Probably one that's round. Okay. Find a cool, and if you want, you could even go round up here. Round. And there they are. There's some round camera icons. A lot of them are watermarked, so they don't want you to use them. So do you guys remember we talked about copyright laws? Somebody made these and they don't want you to use them. That's their, you know, that's their property. So we don't use them. Okay. Just go out and find one that is freeware and find one that works. Okay. So I started with blue, so I guess I'm going to stay blue. And I'm looking for a blue camera button. That's cool. That's pretty neat. I like that one. View image. So right click, save image. That's fine. Save it. I'm going to go back here right now. MIT. Choose a file. Camera. Open. Okay. There it is. I don't like them being different sizes, so I'm going to go back to 48. I don't like it. Yeah. The reset button won't let you put it in. You have to make sure it's a JPEG or a PNG. Oh, you know what? I should have put PNG up here, not JPEG. I should have put PNG. They handle transparencies. Okay, there they are. Those are the ones you want. You want PNGs. Spider-Man holding a camera. That's cool. That's a cool one. So you just go to view image. Server doesn't like that one. You just got to find one that works. These are cool. That's cool. Okay, so you just go to view image, get the best possible quality you can, hit save, go to MIT, and you're out the door with more. Upload, choose a file. I want that one. Hit open, hit OK. Boom, done. Looking good. How do you save this? This is automatically saved. If you want, you can go to project, save project, but if you just hit your X button, it should automatically save for you. I only had like 1 or 2 problems. Okay. So I hope this helps. We'll finish this on Monday or the next time that I see you. And happy coding. Keep calm and code on.